Assalamu alaikum. I got caught up in it. Assalamu alaikum again. For those of you that showed up, thank you, thank you, thank you. For those that didn't, I don't know what to say. You all may have a seat. I want to thank Brother Minister Alexander. He's from Vacherie, Louisiana. He's a minister for us in the United Nation of Islam. And he's one of the ministers that I like to hear myself. Because I can always learn something. I want to make sure I got enough cord. This is the first time I've been introduced this way. How many Christians do we have here today? Do we have any Christians? Just two? I thought this is part of the belt. I came by a church a while ago on the way here and it looked like quite a few people were going to church or either coming from it. So maybe they got something going on today. You know, it's a battle between me and Satan. And the battle is for your thinking, your mind. Satan has things that you are accustomed to offer you that you never get. You know, like he offered Jesus. If you come be with me, Jesus, carry him up on a high place. Look at all that you could have. Showed him all the big cities and things that they were accustomed to, and they lived in the cities. So he knew what that meant. He could have it. He would be the one that would be the controller of the power of those cities, which would mean that the people there in the cities would be worshiping him or giving him praises and honor. Jesus turned it down. And this is the same war that's going on now with Satan and myself. Up until now, you've heard many things about Jesus and the prophets and apostles and preachers and ministers and whatever. However, it's on the same level, always in difficulty, always at war with Satan. Most of them called the devil. Most preachers don't say too much about Satan. They talk about the devil. That's because they don't know Satan. They know the word Satan and they take it as being synonymous or the same. Satan and the devil is one and the same. He's not. Absolutely not. And as long as he can cause you to believe that, he got you. He got you. However, the ultimate warrior and the ultimate battle and the ultimate victory is left up to me. This is why it's asked in the Bible, who's able to make war with the beast? Nobody, according to what I read, answered. None of the angels, none of the mighty men, nobody answered except God himself. He said, I will. Now, at the time, the way it reads, the beast, really is talking about the devil. Because you don't make war with Satan the way that that is asked. Who's able to make war with the beast? Beasts usually do things on a physical level. And this is how most of us black men are fighting the white man. Or the powers to be, so you say when you're afraid to say white. It's always on the level of the physical. But that's not the real fight. Because when you're fighting with that which you can see, I mean, you can see the man doing you wrong. You can see that he even knows that he's doing you wrong. But you can see he feels so confident in it that you can't do nothing about it. So he do it anyhow. You can see that. So that can't be the ultimate fight or battle. That's almost like a distraction. You follow me? The real is always in the unseen. If you're going to start something or end it, if you're going to really end something that you see, you got to go back to its conception. This is why when I think it was Nicodemus asked, well, what must I do to be saved? And Jesus said, well, you have to be born again. You got to go back to the part where you wasn't seen, in the unseen. If you can't go back there, you can't get nothing done. You got to go back to zero. You got to go back to where there was nothing. If you can't go there, you're not going to win. Because that's where everything starts. So, after we have made a man that's different from us, and now we call, and he is proven by his action to be the devil. And you think you're going to take him on and possibly come up with a win, you can forget it. You can forget it. He is the expression of something that took place in the unseen. So now, who is the most talked about that's in the unseen than any other entity other than Allah or God? You keep him so much in the unseen, and when they come up and say, well, I really am that. Oh, please. God is not a man. He's a spirit. You say that to the Muslims, you're committing shirk. And that's why Haram hasn't been raised yet. Because nobody's been able to go back into the unseen. Investigate it so that they can properly analyze what they see and say, oh, that's him. That's him. And until you are able to do that, you won't be comfortable in life. Because there's always a pressing question. Does God love me? I know he do because everybody says he does. But what in the hell am I catching all this hell? I mean, I don't need this kind of love. If my husband treated me the way that life is treating me and the way God is letting it treat me, I would divorce him. So I really don't have no proof to say God loves me. While you're breathing, you get up every morning. Well, the snake does too. The man that you see, that you know he's treating you wrong, he does too. So you can't say God loves you because he loves you. You can't prove it. You can't prove it. And of course the minister gets up and gives a very emotional speech. Theatrics. He's good at it. And while he's into it, and the sisters get the feeling in the stomach, and they get, yeah, this is the Spirit. This is God. And when the preacher calms down, and then when the secretary comes up and read the announcements or ask for the charity, the Spirit like, shoo. And by the time you get to the door making your exit, you're right back into what you were before you came in. That same old reality of misery. So I show up. So I'm the answer. Now if you want to check it, you check whatever you're going to check. You got to check it by knowledge. You got to check it by time. It's got to fit the time. Are you listening, brothers? This may seem to be very simple because in effect, God is very simple. If you don't think so, reflect back when you were a little boy, 2, 3 years old. Can you go back there for me? If you all had a family, the one that you look to in the family as being the authority and power was mother. You would see dad come and go, but it's almost like he's really insignificant. I mean, he's not buying the Wheaties. I mean, I don't see him pouring the milk in my bowl. He's not washing me up. I mean, this man, I see him come in, kiss mom, and leave. So it's the same thing now. I come before you, and my title that everybody calls me, and justifiably so, is Father. However, you will never know that listening to the world and those ones that is supposed to be representing me to you for you to come to me. You know why? Because they that are representing me has never calculated in their mind and seen where I really am that. When the real mother was with us and was telling us about Allah in the person of, because he knew you couldn't see your father. You need to listen at this part. He knew Master Farad Muhammad is not your father. He knew that. Because he was produced from your father or your brother. Master Farad Muhammad was produced from your brother. That's why he said, I'm your nephew. Isn't that in the lesson? I'm your nephew. My uncle doesn't even know his name. So the messenger couldn't say, well, look, here's your father. He could say, here is Allah in the person of your nephew. So it can't be your father. Not in his fullness. So you were still jumping up and down with mommy. And to keep from father have to outright come and just do mommy in. He said, mother, you have all my children in love with you, the ones that has accepted you. To the degree, if I was to show up now, they would disrespect me for you. She said, I see that. He says, well, why don't we do it this way? I'll remove you and let the sister or our daughter stand in your place for a period of time or season. Then this way, the ones that have this insatiable love with you will start to become in balance with it, not one-sided. And then I will come, the Father, in my own royal robe, with my own name written up and down my own thigh. And I would have to tell them who I really am, according to what has been taught and said to them, and the time and the need for my appearance. You getting this? So during the time when Jesus was here, the fullness of him actually was and is Elijah Muhammad. He was the one that gave the message to let us know that something in the unseen took place that we are to experience at a later date. And because this world could not claim anything that this man spoke, we had to say, he must have got it from God. We can't say he was a college graduate, not even elementary. So something in the unseen must to have prepared this man to wake up his son, making a way for the Father to come. You know, because the Father is always working in a situation where it has to be perpetual. He can't take off 4 or 5 years vacation. Because what he has in motion, he has to keep it in motion and refine the motion. So he prepared someone that will be able to stay with those ones that were not intelligent enough, wise enough to be with him in what he's doing. Are you all following me, or it sounds like I'm rambling? That was the messenger, or mother, your natural mothers. And if you notice, this may be hard to accept for some of you, because so many of us during this transitional period over this last 70 years went from family to no family to nothing. So I'm speaking to that whole gamut. Those of you that do remember what a family is, to those that don't know what the hell a family is. Don't know what mother or father even means. It just means to you, well, she had me and he's the one that gave her to her. After that, nothing. So now, this is who I got to come and speak with. Let me change that. This is who I am speaking with. However, I made it clear before I actually came. I came after the ones that accepted the message. I came after the elect, the ones that accepted the message. I came after the remnants, the ones that accepted the message. It was total to be 144,000 that the wise men said would be. Now, when your nephew came here to find you, he said it was about 17 million. And with the 2 million Indians, made it 19 million. However, there ain't going to be but 144,000 that will make it. So when you go around laughing at, well, it wasn't but 2 people there at the meeting, I'm right on it. If it was 1 million, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Because out of the 19 million, almost 18 million, if you round it off, 19 million rejected it. Think about it, because it's true. Look at this here. Look here. Now, during this same development or time, to make sure the ones that accepted the message kept their faith in the absence of the messenger and their father, we allowed or sent the elder sister named Farrakhan. It goes along with what Brother Minister Alexander was teaching about Solomon. Since the last person he sent to go raise him up out of the shallow grave was a priest. Is that right? And the priest, Minister Lewis, was unable to raise him up. So Solomon said, well, hey, don't worry about it. I'll go myself. You just come and watch. Come on and watch. And it's written in the book of Numbers, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the book of Numbers, where Moses was told to take Joshua, the son of Nun, in whom the Spirit is already in. Not that he had to go put it in it. And he was to go before the congregation, you black man, and to Moses was to take and anoint him or give him the, how shall I say, the approval from Allah and him that this is the one that will be operating in my absence. The book reads, anoint him with some of your power, and he will go before the congregation, and he will give counsel to the priest, Eleazar, Minister Farrakhan. Is this making sense? We in the unseen now. However, it's been so much seen, we can use it to bear witness to the unseen. You haven't had, and I want you to listen, black man, I want you to listen. Those of you on the tape, turn it up. You know, because most people don't come. They just order the tape. So I'm speaking to more than what I'm seeing. Because I'm in the unseen. They think they're in the unseen too. The minister, which we had given him everything that he would need to attract you to the unseen, used it in a different way. Since he was unable to see in the unseen, he could only share with you what he saw. And that was the seen. However, before now, and this is the part that you should listen to, and go and study it if you think it's not true. There has not been a man come before you that's a man in this. Not one. Not one. And it's not their fault. They didn't have the knowledge to be man. They got to be taught how to be. And if any of you are sitting in here and say, well, I'm a man, well, why are you here? You come to see another one? Yeah, you men. I said in this. The messenger is styled as the woman standing on the moon, clothed in the sun. 12 stars around and about her head. Woman. A woman giving birth to the real man. When the birth, she has it, nobody pays attention to it except those that is right there that has some type of interest in it. The child has to grow to attract your attention. And the first thing or person or baby or entity that is to be born from any entity, if that's a woman or an idea, is always the female tenets of it. After Elijah being the woman, the mother, made by God himself, Allah, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, which is not your father, and he is not father, he's your nephew. After that, Allah gives her herself back again. This time it happened in the form of Minister Louis Farrakhan, the elder or older sister. You got to bear witness. Man looked good. He has his diamonds on. I don't know if he got an earring yet. But he does a lot of things. And I'm not making mockery of it. You need to see this. You need to see it from your mind's eye, from your spiritual eye. It's happening. Look very good. Sound good. He had the height of a female. Not that it's his fault. It's a fact. But black man, we're after the black man. So we don't send a woman in this kind of authority. Only men that carries the character of a woman. Are you listening? Anybody that speak to you now would say Elijah Muhammad was the baddest man on the planet. They say man. However, you say that because you have no knowledge of the power of the real man. He only gave a message that came from the man. Me. And you saw him as being what powerful man on the planet. No, the knowledge that he shared was powerful. He himself, like a woman. And scripture and all divinity describes him as a woman. It don't say man. Am I telling the truth? Yes, sir. Well, with that being the case, and Minister Farrakhan is not his maker, not the messenger's maker, how could he then be the man? impossible. Impossible. He could only, the best thing he could do, since he was to remind what his mother said or did, he got to be in the sense of a female to be attracted to what his mother did. Because men don't do what women do. They don't even much talk about it. I'm not talking about the minister. I'm talking about how things are done, period. This is how life has played itself out right until you see me. Now, when does the brother show up? He always shows up during the time when the sister is pronounced. You know why? Listen. You know why? Because the sister now has gained enough notoriety and enough attention that the little brother can see, well, maybe it's best that I pay attention to what she's saying and doing. So he starts to learn. He starts to see his value. He starts to see where she's wrong. He can't prove it, but now he got to develop himself to show her, hey, you in error. So it's like a pressure put on him to develop himself. It's done naturally. So mother's not tied down trying to teach the little boy all the time. She doesn't have to do that because he's got the sister. When she gets too far the line, the boy runs, hey, mom, look. I mean, if she just messing with me, look, leave him alone. Well, how's that done with you, Royal, God, the brother? When it gets too heavy, I just go back and say, look, go turn the page so and so and so and read it. And tell me what it means. Okay, I submit. But let's don't tell nobody. All right, now, it gets the time where it comes to say, hey, look, I have to be about my Father's work. I got to be about my Father's work. Because my Father is so dynamic, we will never be able to complete his work. If you could, that would be the end of him. But he's perpetual. And my Father is knowledge. To the point where you can create, not just make. The devil made a lot of things. And the biggest thing he made was the nigger. And then after that, he makes war. So we have an opportunity to invite you with him so you can die for him. And your sisters, right there with him. Yes, son. You know, this is a rough world. But you know, if you're going to get anywhere in this world, you got to submit to this man. You know, you can't do nothing without him. And you look around and say, it just don't fit right, but you're looking at it, well, maybe so. But I just can't, well, son, you're going to get locked up if you don't do so and so and so. You know, they will get you. But mom, now I'm just telling you, in other words, in your own thoughts, you're being killed. You will never look for your father. And when your father shows up as it is written that he would show, even in his appearance, you make mockery. You make mockery. Even the elder sister. I went to him. I said, hey, sis, I'm your big bad brother. I see you've been struggling for some time. I'm here to back you up. You know, like, you know, if you got a sister you like, I'm going to make it where ain't nobody going to mess with you. You don't need all that security. Forget that. Let them go sit down and learn. You don't need all that where you got to turn around to the back and look at all the people behind you. Forget that. That's too many people. I mean, you know, you got to trust every one of them. Because your back is there. If any of you all are here that think you love him, that's all it is. You think you do. To have real love, you got to have knowledge. You got to have knowledge. Anytime you love and can't justify it, that's an ignorant love. If you hate, like so many of them, I hate you. They writing on the net now. I got some detractors. Roy this and Roy that. Roy this and Roy that. One of them say, I hope he die over and over and over and over. Just die. I hate him. I hate him. That can only be from emotion. And you can't teach emotion. Love and hate has to be earned. And if you hate when you should love, you're hating ignorantly. If you love when you should be hating, you're loving ignorantly. Right? So what would clear this up is a clear, precise knowledge of what's happening and why. No one tells you that. They keep pointing to Allah in the sky. Inshallah. Like if I'm successful, it's Allah's fault or His permission or His blessing me. No, when do you do something? I mean, if you go out and you got these jobs, and I see Michael Jordan, all the rest of them making all this big money playing basketball, and Michael Jackson and whatnot, and he don't give his credit to his father. Matter of fact, I think Michael Jackson don't even really like his father, from what I've seen. But if you're going to do something out of thinking, mathematical thinking correctly, and put it into motion, and he said, well, all praises are due to Allah. Allah, or you going to share this? Inshallah. Why don't you just say yes or no? And allow the person to say, well, why you not? And then tell them. But if you say inshallah or be the will of Allah, you don't have to say nothing. The person can't ask you nothing now. They can't ask you, well, why? You don't cut them off. You don't gave everything to, me. You don't gave everything to me. I'm not going to say Allah because I am Him. You might say, oh, that's impossible. Oh, God. The boy has lost it. He was going pretty good. Until then. And I'm telling you what I know. I've had people come out and just actually tell me, everything you do, we can't find nothing wrong with it. However, and they didn't even learn to say however until they heard it from me. Because their language is but. However, if you just wouldn't say that you're Allah, you could help our people much more. Oh, really? Maybe I don't want to help your people. I don't want a damn thing to do with them. Well, why is that you God? That's right. And if you notice, God never deals with the infants Himself. If He did, He wouldn't be no need for mama. He'd stay home and take care of himself. But Dad is gone. He comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes until you that's here grows enough. When He go, you go with Him. You see? So a bunch of dumb people that's going to think they're going to coerce me to do what they think, no, ain't going to work. And because you don't think it, because you don't think I am, that's your thoughts. However, they are yours. If you gain the right thought or the method of it, then that right method will tell you, show you, present to you, and prove to you the man is telling the truth. There's nothing you can ask me about you, nature, galaxies, the solar system, planets, universe. If you come with something that's real, I can give you the answer. However, what I would like to do is make sure when you ask and I give you the answer or share with you the answer, you can prove it. In order for you to do that, you got to come to class. You just can't say, well, yeah, he's right. And he say, well, how's that? The best you can do is say, well, because it sounds good. Some of y'all think rap sounds good. That's worse than rattlesnake poison. It's equivalent to the bite of a spider that's used you for a meal. We see you. Ain't nothing inside. You know, sucked everything out. But that's the going thing for the black man today, for the young people. Rap. Rap it. After you rap, then what? Go to jail? You can't go to no. You know, we got a few places around the country, different places where we operate in the form of schools or businesses. The police was chasing a brother. He had his pants. You know how they wear down front? He tripped up over his own pants. And, pardon me, not the police. I'll say the assailant. Is that the right word? Or the man that was chasing him. He had his pants up. The boy tripped. And when he tripped and when he get back up to pull his pants up, he tripped again and the brother shot him. Dead as a doornail. Killed him. The one that shot him ain't right. And we can see the one that was running from being shot wasn't right. And this was done right across the street from our restaurant. Somebody's always getting shot, if not killed, right across from my restaurant. But the brothers that work there, they go up and down the street all hours of the night. And most of them, I think the oldest one that's working there is something like 19 or 20 years old. The rest of them is anywhere from 15 to that age. And they got a curfew in this particular place. The police drive by and see them, they don't say nothing. They see somebody else, they lock them up. Come down, your parents got to come down and get you out of jail. They stopped us a couple times and said, what you doing out here? I said, we working here. So we had to prove that they worked there. And then they said, oh, okay. We like what you all are doing. What I'm saying is, the brother that was running, I don't have time for that. The brother that really wants to do something, I got plenty of time for you. Plenty of time. The brothers don't want nothing, want to check me out and try to prove that I'm not. If I stop to try to prove it, I'll be tied up as long as they have been looking how to get Harem up out of the grave. Tied up forever. Is this making sense? Well, Elijah was raised up by Allah in somebody else's person. However, the person that he was in the family. So we didn't take somebody out from another family and cause that to happen. Just like we did plan to come here under this terrible affliction. It was 70,000 years ago when I planned this. Now I'm speaking from the zero, from the unseen, although you're looking at a man. So when it got time 50,000 years ago, when Shabazz finally learned the plan, he didn't take nobody outside of his family because they wouldn't go. Well, who was that? The other 11 tribes or 12 tribes. Because Shabazz made 13, the God tribe. From 1 to 12 would not go. So he said, okay, I'll take my own family. And here you are from it. You see? So then when it got time to come get you, black man, we didn't go get somebody from the 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th tribe. We got somebody right from the family. Nephew. Go get him. Go find him. Then when he found him, he went back and told her, just like the minister said. He went back and told him, I found him. And you know, do you know what kind of feeling that would give the father or the sender that his son really was completed his mission? A difficult mission. When you lose something, according to the dictionary, it says it's irreconcilable, irredeemable. You can't replace it. You can't find it. Here's this man went and found it. Of course, Dad already knew it was going to happen anyhow. Hey, by him doing it, it was like, yeah, that's my boy there. He found my brother. Are you following me? All right then, so it goes right on down until I can come as me. As me. Well, what do you mean, God? For those of you that haven't gotten married yet, let me explain to you what's going to take place. If you do it the right way, you're going to find that love that catches your eye. Ding, there she is. Or vice versa. Now, you're going to accept her. For a while, you're all going to stay together. It's called courtship. You're going to hang together. You're going to listen to the boom box together. You're going to run up the big telephone bill together. You just can't get enough of each other. Then you decide to look, I love you so much, baby, I can't let you go. We're going to get married. Let's tie the knot. Yes, I agree. So you tie that boy, bam. Now, you all are together and you have the right and the freedom and the authority to explore. And you go to it. Then she says, baby, yes. You know when we were exploring? Yeah. I think we found something. It's growing in here. I said, okay. Now, what comes in his mind? I got to be sure that I do everything that's possible to make sure that she is taken care of and comfortable and have everything she needs. Now, he can't be home as much. Can't be home as much. So now she's starting to say, don't you love me anymore? Well, of course I do. I love you even more. You're bringing my seed into the world. Apply all this to Elijah and Master Farah Muhammad. So he leaves. Maybe take on a second job because the first one ain't worth a damn. It can't be worth a damn because if he had the first one, if he was right, he wouldn't need the second one. So you might say, well, God don't curse. I didn't curse. I'll be damned if I did. You caught up into this, black man. You caught up in it. This is a good way to let you know what you're caught up in, where you can accept it with a smile. And then you know something's in motion to take you out of it if you want to get out of it. So now what I'm saying is this. Master Farah Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad, after he stayed together, they had their honeymoon, they got married. Then he said, well, okay, look, you got quite a few children. I got to go. And the master said, no, don't go. He said, I got to go. Don't go. And they was crying. He didn't want to go. The master didn't want him to go, but they had to part. Why you had to leave? Because I got to go and make sure that I provide a place for the child that's coming. It's going to be at least 144,000 children that's coming. I've got to make a place for them. So now, the mother is teaching the child. The child comes in, the mother study, teaching, study, and talking about the father that's absent. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
You tell me if this ain't happening now. Now, after, the father has made the place, and he made it coincide with the time that the mother was teaching, and the child grew now enough to understand what mama was really saying. Then he shows back up. Baby, I'm home. She said, whew, I thought you was never coming back. You couldn't have thought that. Our love is binding. Look at my children. You taught them well of me. I got something for you. Now the child don't know the daddy. The only way he knows the daddy is from what mother has said, what he hasn't seen. He's seen everybody else's daddy. He ain't seen his. So now when his daddy does show up, me. And according to scripture, what's written, they said he looked as though he was slain from the foundation of the earth. He showed up when you could actually see him. He looked as though he was slain from the foundation of the earth. However, or nevertheless, It was him. And all of the wise men that was having deep concern about these children with no daddy said, oh, we can put our concerns aside. We don't have to cry no more for him and them. There he is. There he is. And then I came and took the book, or shall I say, taking all of the knowledge that you have and started placing definitions to it, placing understanding to it, sharing with you the power of it. That's what gave me the right and the authority to say, you are mine. And for you to say, that's my Father, Father. Am I painting this picture clearly? I want to paint it where those that don't know me can see it. Because it's real. I'm not being arrogant. I'm not being smart. I may be a little dramatic so that you will absorb it. I don't want to force you to take it. I want it to be so attractive that you're willing to taste it. And if you do, I'm quite sure it's going to taste right. So I want you to drink or eat until you're filled. I'm going to open up the floor for some questions. I was going to teach on Jesus as being the master. However, we don't have but a couple Christians, so to say. You all say this here. So I'm not going to ignore you, however. I hope you take what you have heard here now. Get the tape. Do we have a duplicator? Are we duplicating this today? They can get it today? You can get it today. Carry it home with you. Go over it. If you're riding in your car, you'll find your trip is real short. Pluck that boy in. And if your trip is not if it's real short, when you arrive at where you're going, you're not going to get out. Everybody see you sitting in the car and say, I wonder if he's smoking a joint. I'm telling you what really happens. This really happens. And for those of you that are with me, I'd like to say a few words about this. To be with me isn't to be with me personally, flesh to flesh, eye to eye. That's not the kind of with me that counts. To be with me is to learn how to think the way I think. Not what I think, the way. If you're going to learn how to count, you have got to go over your timetables or the timetables. When you learn it, then it's up to you however far you want to elevate or advance yourself. That's up to you. However, if you never learn it, you cannot say you know math. You can't do arithmetic. You can't do anything. You can't figure. Even if you do it from the natural sense. You got some people that can't count. Never was interested in counting. But you come up with a scenario, they can solve it like that. Well, when it gets to proving it, they can't really do that. You know why? Unless you are spiritual, they can't prove it. You got to be on the same kind of base that they are. However, if there is a system set up, regardless to what base you on, the system will clear it up for you, show it to you. If you're going to be with me, that's how you have to be. We have the classes that's called mathematical thinking classes. We have just now developed enough members or personnel that has learned how it goes to start to deploy different members to the different locations around the country to start to help you learn how to do it. However, in your efforts, in their absence, I will help you just from your efforts. You're not going to be right and exact because you got too much of this world that's on you and that's in you. You're going to get in an argument. You're going to go home mad. You're going to think, well, he thinks he's this. She thinks he's this. Does it happen? I thought so. Matter of fact, I know so. I got a few calls about that. But anyhow, we're going to get ready. We've grown enough now I can send some of my sons. And if the sons are married, I send my son and my wife. And I don't mean my sons biological. I mean the sons that is, like the messenger say, I have produced a powerful son of truth. Which you're looking at. A powerful son of truth. But he's not his biological son. And it's written in another place that Jehovah was telling Moses, say, was it Moses or David? David. They had Solomon as a son. He said, this was your physical son. We blessed him much. However, it's not the end of time. It is not the fullness of time. However, at the end of time and at the fullness of time, I'm going to bestow unto you a son. And his name shall be Solomon. I shall be his father, and he shall be my son. You're looking at him. I'm that Solomon. I'm bestowed upon him. So the same thing with you. Those of you that are not biologically from me physically, you're still my sons. And that's the greater of all sons. That's the greater. Because what it does, it makes you look into the unseen to pull out what's there, not feel comfortable coming to the scene and then question. Dad, I couldn't do my homework. How you do that? If I wasn't there and they better get it right or else get a little spanking when they go to school, they'll figure that boy out in the unseen and put the answer down in the scene. Are you getting this? Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida. I expect to get now I hope you all make me wrong. I expect to get some sisters from here. Brothers, I don't see too many of y'all coming from here. Just for the mere fact that you're here. However, I'd like for you to make me wrong. Water, the highest form of it, a representation of it, is the woman, or what we call the sisters. Is that right? And this is one of the few places that we have water going another way. Is that right, Brother Marvin? How you know that? Oh, I said. So it may be a few sisters here that go the right way. But Jacksonville, you can make me wrong. Not a liar, just make me wrong. There's a difference in that. Person tell a lie, he's absolutely wrong, but he's wrong purposely. So we can't forgive him for that. He's a liar. Somebody that's wrong, he's wrong. And when the right thing shows up, he can accept it. Oh, I can see I was wrong. Thank you. But a liar, you can't show him he's wrong because he already know it. He see you coming, he go the other way. You don't even want to. Well, brother, I don't want to talk about that, brother. Is that right? Okay, I won't get on that because y'all going to be calling me, Father, I'm a brother, I'm in Jacksonville. Will I make it? That's up to you. It really is. It's up to you. I didn't put something out here and say, well, any brother from Jacksonville, you are not going to, I'm going to make sure you're not. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, make me wrong. Make me wrong. Well, we're going to open up the floor. We've got a mic over here for the sisters. I know y'all got some heavy questions. Do we have the Queen of England in here? We got a mic over here for the brothers. So if you all have any questions, come to the mic. Hey, fire away. You know, talk like you're talking to God. Talk like you're talking to somebody you love. Or talk like you're talking to your worst enemy, but be respectful. I like all of you. Well, since we first go with the sisters, is that all right? Yes, ma'am. You have a question?
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam. Before you do that, with what you all have heard, was it understandable? How many don't understand it? Don't make you wrong. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I had wanted to get clarity on. It was shared, if I'm not mistaken, I pray I'm not mistaken, on the tape in reference to the tribes. The tribes between the first and not 12, the first and 11th tribe, they were visitors. They are visitors.
Visitors?
Yes, sir. However, I know the 13th tribe gives direction to the other 12 tribes. I may be having a question. I recall that on the tape, and I just wanted clarity on that.
Well, I don't know what context you heard it in, but none of the tribes are visitors. All the tribes has a particular set of attributes that they are, and they express it. In this way, it magnifies their creator, Allah. You know, it's like, let's say if you take tribe 1, you could say, well, maybe they're the toenail tribe. Protect your toes. They do it, they love it. And you try to ask them to do something else, they're like, oh, I don't know how to do that. What I'm saying is there are certain attributes that Allah has placed in these 13 different or 12 different people or tribes or set of people that they do. And that's what they do. So they are never visitors. You may have heard this. Since the 13th tribe in reality is the sun, if you're going to look at it, where God resides, Allah resides, before I came in the person. As a matter of fact, the original Allah still resides there. Isn't that what you see shining like that? Yes, that sun that's causing that, that's where he is. That's why it's so bright. You say, you know, the Christians say, you can't look upon the face of God. You'll die. You won't die, but you'll go blind if you keep looking. Because that's his face. And the whole 13th tribe is there. Now the other 12 have to tap into it. They can't stay there. You know, it's not the house. So if it was said in that context, yes. However, they are not visitors to life. They're not visitors to the purpose and aim of Allah.
Yes,
they're very instrumental. Very much so.
May I ask one more question?
Yes, ma'am. Did you understand that one?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. The question about when a person is going through experiencing misery, or if the person's being chastised because of something that they may have done before or in the past, and they're going through that misery point, do that person know that they're being chastised because of that?
No, ma'am. You know, if I didn't chastise you, you ain't getting no chastisement. You may be experiencing the residue of something that was done that wasn't right, and you have never gained the knowledge to correct it. So you are punishing your own self. Because most of the things that we do, we're not really the basic problem or the cause of it. Whatever we do usually is always responding to something that caused us to do it. And this is why when I showed up in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, I said, listen, everybody that comes to be with me, everything that you did prior to that, the slate is wiped clean. Don't even use your last name. It's clean. Elijah or Jesus died on the cross for you. Elijah died to pay the sin of that. Although he was living when you was doing it, when it was being taught, he was living. However, to pay the price for that sin that you did, his life was required. So now, since you came After that time, and I'm not saying it's you, you may be talking about somebody else, however, think it's you. And you feel as though, well, you're being plagued, or you're being cursed, or you're being chastised, or you're being punished for something that you did in the past. Remember this. The black man is still dead. He's still dead. He's opened up his eyes a couple times, but he said, to hell with it, it don't look good. I'm going back to sleep. And at the same time, you, the woman, is running across him. The water is running across him. He feels it. He feels the life in it. He may just raise up just enough to get the enjoyment for that, and he lay right back down. When his duty is, if you are filled up with misery, the properties of anger and anguish, his duty is to rise up and filter you. Take all of that out and leave only you. But he ain't doing it. He coming to you. Mama, I'm going to have to go to jail if you don't put your house up. He putting more crap on you when you cannot get negative off you. You can't get it out of you. It's impossible. The man is supposed to do that because he's your maker. And ain't nothing that exists, even Satan, that he can't handle. He just won't. So I showed up. Daddy is home. Tell me what's happening with you. I'll get it off you.
Yes, sir.
You let it go. What you do, what is wrong, is when you're doing something wrong and you make it perpetual. Well, if I do good, he ain't like it. No, he just treats you wrong. Do your part.
Yes, sir.
Go tell him, look, I'm doing this right. I know it's right, and you try to say it's wrong. So when I go to bed at night, I'm going to bed with my butcher knife. You act crazy if you want. I'm going to call on Jesus while I'm cutting you. Strike that. Don't do that.
Oh, no.
Other words, I'm going to start. Other words, what you do is, you put in your mind that there is a way out.
Yes, sir.
And whatever you did, if you didn't think it up and be the one to actually start everything of it, you can't be fully the blame of it. Because this world, what it does is make you do wrong. Even you try to do right, it makes you do wrong. This is why I have started a place called heaven in the center of North America, where this black man is buried in a shallow grave in the north corner. I got a place set up where you can come and do right. And then when you do wrong, you get there, we take it for a while, as long as we see you trying to break it. When we see you not trying to break it, we got a great big door that says exit. Well, bye-bye. But other than that, you're at home. And daddy, this daddy, it's a wonderful thing. You know what a circus is? You ever been to a circus?
Yes, sir.
You ever see the thing, got the hammer and you hit the thing, the ball go up? You got all the girls watching their boyfriends around, whatnot, and they go up and they hit it and almost go up, Then I come up, I'm daddy. I go up to take one hand and hit it. Bam! Bust the whole ring off.
Yes, sir.
Then all the girls, oh! Did you see that? And the rest of the brothers, oh. Daddy is here. So what have you got? If you're genuine to get it off you, I got something set up to get it off you.
Yes, sir.
All right? What was your next question?
I wanted to know, could I ask about what tribe I was from?
What tribe was you from?
Oh, no. Well, what tribe am I from?
What tribe are you from?
Yes, sir.
I don't know, from here, it looks like you're from tribe number 1-3. Not 1 and 3. 1-3. Oh, 13th tribe. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You all don't mind me playing a little bit, do you? Because life isn't serious, but it is.
Yes, sir.
Don't get on me because I use but. Life is not serious. However, it is. When you treat it with the proper respect, ain't serious. When you try to break it and do something crazy, partner, it's serious. You don't think so? Keep smoking the weed. After a while, we call you Henry. You never answer. Henry. You never answer. Go, Henry. Oh, you calling me? Oh, ain't your name Henry? Yeah. You don't forgot.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. You got it?
Yes, sir. You shared 1 and 3.
13th tribe.
Oh, yes, sir.
I was just saying 1, 3.
Yes, sir. May I have one more question, Father? This would be it, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
My name, Sarah, it was shared with me that Sarah means serious. And a question I had was like in the hereafter, being serious, will it be necessary to be serious in the hereafter?
It's always serious. You know, it's like, do you have a child?
Sir?
Are you a mother?
Yes, sir.
All right. When you were carrying your child, it's serious, but you didn't go around like what serious implies. You got to be so serious. No. Serious is done on a level or it's balanced. You're serious. There are some things that you've already made up in your mind, I will not do. That's serious. And you don't even think about it no more because you're not going to do it. Now, when you show that it is serious, when it tries to come up, then you say, no sir, partner, that ain't happening. Until that happens, nobody don't think you're serious, but you were serious all along. Yes, so yes, ma'am. In the hereafter, it's going to be showing us some serious.
Yes, sir.
But everybody's going to be so happy, nobody's going to pull you up and make you show it. You see, I'm very serious about saving the black man. Very serious about it. But if you look at me now, I'm up here halfway playing. But I'm serious. And I would advise all of you all put together, don't try me. You say, my God, he is God.
Yes, sir.
You know, the way that you would like to see it. I would like for you to see it from here. Not from here. I want you to see that this, you know, you're God too, but you're not the God. You're not the one to make everything right. You're the ones to help make it right. Would you agree? I know quite a few brothers think, well, I'm Allah, and if you got in the 5%, there ain't no such thing as a Allah. All of us are Allah. I don't even talk to them no more. They don't need to be talked to because they're already Allah. Anything else?
Oh, no, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Brother Melvin from Tallahassee, Florida.
Yes, sir.
May I ask 3 questions?
Yes, sir. Far away.
Okay. First, I'd like to make a statement, if I can, concerning myself and my family, and the idea that you have bought in on making sure that we are relieved from this system that we are constantly plagued with negative daily. And I just want to thank you for coming and bringing in this idea and actually producing heaven for us, where we can actually go to a place. Can you hear me?
Very well. I don't know what date once couldn't, but I hear you blasted.
Yes, sir. Like I said, I want to thank you for actually coming and relieving us from this. I'm a young brother. However, I haven't lived as long as the first have, being coming in with back in the 70s and early 80s, where they were negative were put on them constantly, even in the physical form. So at this point in time, the members of the first, which are the 144,000, once they have all come, and when they do come, what is the time limit on that, and what is to take place from that once the 144,000 do arrive?
Well, from the time that the first one starts, or I start to employ them or send them to the city, it would be a total of 7 years. They haven't come to the number yet to be with me where I can start to send them to the city. Once that starts, in other words, once they come together in a great enough number where their Lord or the messenger or the king of this planet, the one that I have brought back, has enough where he can relate to them and they can relate to him, then I will send them off. Now, it's going to take a period of 7 years to do the whole thing. You know, from the first one that's going through the city to the last one that will be going. During the meantime, I'm going to be waging war with the beast and doing a serious battle with Satan. You know, the war with the beast is going now. That can be a lot of physical things, such as storms, tornadoes, or just plain old hot, cold. You know, just kill the grass. The cows can't eat. Burn up all of the woods. Can't make no more lumber. Wash out the railroad tracks. Train can't run. Mess with people thinking. They just go kill people. You know, stand off as a sniper. Shoot 5 or 6 people and kill them. You know, that's war. However, here's the difference. And I want you to listen carefully. The real battle of what I'm here for, like I said, I can handle the war with the beast, or making war with him. The real one is you. Because the real thing that has to be destroyed is Satan. And he's in you. So for me to be victorious over that, I have got to get your permission if you're going to live. Listen at this now. If you're going to live, I must have your permission to kill him in you. If you don't give me that permission, well, then he's going to be in you. You won't be with me. And if you live long enough, you will taste the fire. So I will be victorious. You see? So since the most powerfulest being on the planet is you, black man, and you have the choice to give that power to me or Satan. White folks don't have it ain't no challenge there. They wrote it in the book, that we have looked at them and they come up wanting. They've been weighed in the balance. Is that the way it reads? They come up wanting. So they already know. But this thing that's called Satan, that stops you from accepting me, that makes you look at me cross-eyed, that makes you doubt, that make you feel like, well, you are under chastisement, that make you feel like, well, get away from that man, he's crazy. That's the one that I come here to do away with. I come here to do away with that. The grafted man, no problem. I didn't have to come for that. Because the original law could take care of that with a blink of an eye. Matter of fact, if he didn't permit it, the man would never been on the planet. Brown man, yellow man, nor a white man would have ever been on the planet. But you, black man, you was already here. And you was entertaining, giving your power to this other voice that spoke inside of your head. Always trying to condemn God of something. He ain't right. Look. And you make your own mind up, and then you go to hell. Or we preserve you for hell. Well, you have no evidence of that, Royall. Who have you preserved for hell? Can you prove that? If you ask me. Well, I'm asking you. Okay. Look at the American Red Indian. Those of you that have lessons, isn't it written in your lessons? They were here for 16,000 years? 10,000 years before we even made Mr. Bobo? And he wasn't red. He used to be blacker than black. And since he was such a rascal, am I going off? Oh. Since he was such a rascal, to make sure that we let all of the other wise men in the universe know that this particular one is cursed. And don't touch him. I'm preserving him. He wants to be free of me. I'm going to give him freedom. Just thinking about that kind of roused my dander a little bit, because we got some other people around doing the same damn thing. They're just doing it on a personal level. But these people did it as a group, as a people, as an organization, as like the Masonic Lodge. So I said, well, what would you have me to do for you, man? You just really ticking me off. Well, I don't want nothing to do with you. I want to be free of you. I said, oh, you do, huh? Yes. To show you how dumb they were. If they was already free of me, if they had the power, they didn't have to ask me. But to show you how dumb they are, here they talking to a power that they are admitting just by them asking that it is greater than them. I don't want nothing to do with you. I want to be free of you. I said, okay, damn it. I'm going to give you your freedom, and I'm going to give you the color of it. Red. And you can't get red from grafting. So don't let anybody come. Don't let Satan talk to you. Well, you know, that comes from grafting. Who are you going to graft to come up with red? You see, the brown man was grafted, yes, on the way to getting to whitey. The yellow man on the way to getting to whitey. White man was grafted. He's the fullness of the grafting. Well, how did the red man get to be red? You see? Well, I don't go too far back in my history. You might think I'm a little spooky or something. Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Next question. You had shared a while ago concerning there'll become a time where we will not pass, where our entity will not go to the sun.
Yes, sir.
When that takes place, what will take place with the sun, knowing that the sun is fueled from the entity? Will that affect the sun?
Well, the sun won't be here no more. Without the entities, there is no sun. This is going to be over it's going to be done gradually. And by the time that actually takes place in its fullness, I will have another light. We won't call it sun. However, it will do what the sun does and 50 times greater. It's going to be where it has the power to shine through anything. It won't produce no shadow. And it'll be a light that you can look at and it won't blind you. It'll be a light that will show everything up there. Nothing can be hidden. Nothing. It won't be like on the side of the earth that's not facing it. It's going to be dark. No, sir. There's going to be light everywhere. And even with you, when you walk, if you look for your shadow, you won't find it. So you can't hide nothing. If that answers the question.
Sir, it does. My last question and statement, dealing with the nature of an individual, where will you share with us the essence of how one gets or acquires their nature? How does it differ? How does an individual require the essence of their nature?
You talking about just a black person individually? Or just, you talking about like the brown man and the yellow man and so forth?
Yes, sir. The difference in the original man and the Caucasian. How the essence of each and how is it?
Well, everything comes from us or is permitted to exist. So we know the nature of it, meaning we know what we put in it. From the brown man to the white man did not make themselves. We made them. The process that we use produced that. So we know everything about it. Everything. So it isn't like, well, how they determine it. The best thing that they can do is develop to their highest potential in what they like to do. But we know what they like. If you understand what I'm saying. Let's say on a spiritual level. The brown man, which is the Japanese man, he is the first one that came from us that's pronounced. Where he can stand off and say, well, I'm not like you all. And he is so proud of that he frowns upon, he has certain laws set into his civilization that no woman of his is to marry anyone outside of him. And even if he marries one, in the beginning, there was no such thing. Now, since the world is really in hell, it ain't gone, it's reached it, it's in hell. So a lot of things that they used to do is now they permit to be done. However, since we're in the fullness of time, in the beginning of it, they carried on such a vigorous and made it very important to make sure that they always stayed separate. That's their nature. And this is the same thing with a plant. When you plant it in the ground, when it first comes up, at the stalk of it is always brown. It's always brown, even if it changes after it grows. I don't know if any of y'all in here grow or got a green thumb, whatever it is. Am I telling the truth? So the first one that came from us is the brown man. That's why we call him the brown man. And that's what he wants to stay. Since he's that, he wants to make sure that he has to protect it. That's different from you and I. We don't have to protect nothing. Because we know it. We can stop all of the other races from having children. We don't have to kill them. Just don't let them have no more children. You know, they got to go in the microscope and figure out how they're going to stop us. I can put a thought in the atmosphere and won't none have nothing. And we have to do that. We go around every day. They be having funerals, and they have to do away with their maternity wards in the hospital, and nobody having babies, except the black man. Can you imagine 1,000 years of that? Ain't gonna be no other race but us. And we won't be a race, we'll be back being God again, if that's the way we want to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Well, that's their nature. You know, and they show how strong they are with the honor. Even if they do something they call it wrong, they take the sword and they handle it ever so professionally. You know, boom! Kill themselves. Because they dishonored their family.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father. And again, I thank you for bringing in this idea. I have much respect for yourself and what you're doing. Myself and my family, will you stand, baby? My beautiful family, my wife and my daughter. I have a 4-year-old daughter and a 3-month-old daughter, which I've been blessed with.
Yes, sir.
And we are looking forward to, at this particular time, we are relocating to Kansas, which we call heaven. And I am diligently looking forward to participating in growing and developing to the best of my ability. So we will be in Kansas within the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Father. Salaam alaikum.
Thank you. Walaikum salam. Well, that's what I've always been expecting, a migration to heaven. However, this is where the scenario comes in. As long as you're not in heaven, you're not absolutely expected to be heavenly. Once you get to heaven, you expect to be heavenly, so that we can magnify the building of the righteous kingdom, which is called heaven. Meaning that this is the place where our nature has what it needs to promote our own self. So it's called heaven instead of having. So if you come and bring the unacceptable, then you will become very despondent with us, because we are keeping, like the Japanese, a very strong and vigilant process up to make sure that this is heaven and remains and multiplies to be heaven. In other words, you're building it. So when one comes to heaven and you're glad you're there and you're coming on your expectations when you arrive and it don't meet what you think, because now you got to work, you say, oh, I thought this was heaven. Where's the milk and the honey? Well, we don't do that. We use cascara, gracia, You can use milk and honey if you want a laxative. But we work. And the thing that makes heaven, the work that you do is for you. When you're in heaven, you don't have to deal with nobody else. You get your clothes. Somebody come out and pick up your clothes, carry them to the cleaners. You can go to the supermarket, get your own food. You go to your own restaurant. You go to your own school. It's like yours. This is what you have. And it is to be multiplied. I got a call this morning and say, Father, the math class we had last night was the greatest that I think we've ever witnessed since math class has been in existence. I said, what made it so great? I say, Father, that last post you wrote, and the spirit of the ones that's here was tremendous. We couldn't get past it. However, the young sisters now that used to be the toddlers, they done growing up. They want something to do to go out and realize this energy that they got. And I said, well, where do they want to go? Well, they would like to go to the movie or go someplace. I said, well, now, since the activity now is requiring that we have something for ourselves in that aspect, we got to get it. Got to get it. Until we get it, yes, I'm not going to deny them. However, somebody from me got to go with you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I won't stop you from going, but I'm making sure I'm sitting in a safeguard with you until we build our own. And we're going to build it. I've been back in my mind for some time now. Brothers like to play chess, billiards, and other games that they would come up with if they had the freedom to really do it. We got some brothers that likes to draw, make comic books, and all. Black man's a bad man. He just need a place to show just how bad he is, and that's what I'm producing. So if you come and you got that in your mind, we got a doctor there, we got inventors there. We need the finance to make sure that we can say, oh, you need something? There it is. You need the building? Here it is. Let them go for it and then back it up. That's what we're doing. That's what we are doing with the few that we have. But most of the ones that are Christians and other different religions and whatnot, look at this as though they are crazy. Stay away from them. That's Satan talking to you. You've been living with Satan so long, you don't even know he's with you. You think, well, oh, Jesus, my God, my Jesus. Ain't neither one of them. It's Satan. If you don't know it today, keep breathing. You're going to know it. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Father. All praises and much love due to you.
Yes, sir. Can we trade voices?
Well, right now you are sounding better than mine. So.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I have a question for clarity concerning the scripture describing yourself in Revelation about appearing as though you've been slain from the foundation of the earth. And although the efforts of the Alabama study class, trying to help me understand, it always is just something missing. It just escapes me. I mean, I'm following it. However,
well, you want me to explain it?
Yes, sir.
Well, remember, everything must be kept in the language or purpose of why it's being written. And what is supposed to be written in the Bible or other books that's concerning things that are righteous or right, you have to look at it that way and use nature to bear witness to it. When the scientists or the angels saw me, they were weeping at the time because no one was able to go and take the book from him that sat on the throne. Now, there's a lot implied in that phrase, what I just said. A lot's implied. Number one, the person that is supposed to be doing everything was sitting. And the manual to get everything done, he had it in his hand. So what was being done? What was being done was the same old, same old. However, that wasn't to be carried on. Here we got another manual now. And from the one that created the heavens and the earth, he's sitting here and said, look, I need to get this taken care of. Who of you that's before me is worthy to come and take this book. And all of the angels that were there, they didn't want to see God denied. That's a hurting thing. So they began weeping because they didn't see nobody, and none of them stood up. And then when they saw this, they described it as the lamb. They saw this lamb walking up. And one of the others spoke to the other and said, hey, don't cry no more. No need to weep. Look, here comes a little lamb coming up. He looks like he's slain from the foundation of the earth. Meaning that he didn't have no teeth. His teeth was missing. The foundation of the earth is that which is solid that holds it together. The stone, the rock, the foundation of your body is bone, skeleton. If you didn't have it, you'd be a big blob of jelly. However, when they looked at me and they said, oh, he looks like he's been slain from the foundation of the earth, because the teeth is what gives you the ability to bust up and grind up, to take the nourishment that you need to go inside your body to cause it to live. And when they saw this one, his was missing. And that's their description of it. And a lamb, not the sacrificial lamb, this is a new lamb that looked this way. This is the lamb that came about because of the sacrificial lamb. Farad Muhammad and the messenger. Me. So since I'm new in the real, in the righteous, I'm described as the most meekest animal on the planet, which is a sheep. And the baby of the sheep is called lamb, that is even more submissive. So the best that they could do in describing me and keeping it clean and wholesome and religious or spiritual or righteous, a lamb. He walked up and took the book. And then he began opening up the seals thereof. Woo! Start breaking them up. This is me. You can ask me whatever question you want. As long as it's right, I'll give you the answer, the right answer, and you can move on it. Even if you don't understand it, you can move on it. And in your motion, understanding will come to you. In your motion. That's what it means. I haven't what you say, taken the book other than the books that's already been written, the 5 books of the messenger, or the messenger as being the book. I got him. I knew everything about him. Matter of fact, I brought him back. He's now called the king. My mightiest king. You have a lot of kings, but this one, bad man. This king here is my king. So when I come back to this miserable planet, when I come back to the planet, they won't be miserable no more, because him exercising his kingship, I won't have to go around to all the different cities and towns and whatnot. I just go to him. What's happening, king? Hey, I got it written down here. So and so and so and so and so and so. Okay, you got it? Oh, however, I'm getting ready to leave. Now, in a few days, I'm going to send so and so and so. You can disperse that. Okay, I got it. I don't have to see nobody unless I want to. I come to see one man. As it stands today, to get anything done, you got to go see the Queen of England. You got to go see the President Bush. You got to go there see Saddam. You got to go to all these different countries that call themselves got kings, prime ministers. Yes, sir.
Also, I have a difficulty understanding something about myself, and that is, I have especially since I've been investigating yourself and the idea of this all, tolerance for as how I used to be.
Let me explain something to you, if I may.
Yes, sir.
And this goes for everybody, even me in this particular flesh. It's only natural that you want to know about you. Although you're hearing this knowledge that's coming from someone that you are not consciously aware of. You know it, but you're unable to bring it to your conscious mind. So here comes somebody that actually shows it to you, brings it to you, shares it with you, you say, yeah. Now you're going to try to relate to it. How is this me? The only way you can find out how it's you is for you to go into motion. When you go into motion, you can say, yeah, oh man, yeah. You know, each motion is going to show you something until after a while you can take the motion of what is showing you and then it will show you. You know, regardless of how many of you all say, well, yes, I know you are Allah. That don't mean nothing if I don't know it. And I couldn't just tell myself, yes, I'm Allah. No. The truth has to tell me. And the only way that I can do that, I have got to do what is real. And in my doing it, what I'm doing tells me, you the man. Not y'all. You all, only thing you can do is bear witness to it after it's a fact. So if you want to know how you fit in this, how much of it is you got to go in motion. If you're with me and the best you got in your activities being with me is a fundraiser, do it to the best. If you want to see, let's see where the beans come from. Take it from its very essence, bring it right on up till you can and deliver it to somebody's door. And in that process, it'll start showing you. Even if you feel like, well, look, I need to know how to make a better pair of shoes. Jesus, why am I too quick? I'm doing 1,000 dinners a day. I'm walking too much. The activity, as long as look at this, as long as you're in school, you ain't doing nothing. The best you can do, you with me, if you're not in heaven, you're carrying on some kind of fundraiser. If you're in college, you're working at McDonald's. The main thing is that you learn, not that you do while you're in school. Because you're being prepared to leave school to do. So all of y'all that is not in heaven is being prepared to come to heaven. And so you do little things to show you, get you ready. So when you get to heaven, you have very little problem fitting in. You can work. But as long as you're just sitting in class and you don't do nothing, you're just in class, you won't even go confront your brother because in your mind, hey, they don't want this. I'm not going to them to be rejected. I'm sick of these people. So you don't do nothing. So when it gets time for you to really come to heaven, you can't come. Or if you come, you stay 3 weeks and you got to go. I didn't know it was like that. I got to get up and work 7 hours a day and then maybe go out on, man, that's inhuman. I can only eat 1 meal a day. If I need 2 meals, I got to have a special condition. That ain't right. Anything that is worth having is worth working for after you learn why you should have it. You can't say it's worth having if you don't know it. Means you got to go to school first. You say, oh yeah, that's worth having. Now, you're going to work for it. So nobody can come and take it from you. You know, people come to heaven, they act like they're going to stop this. The whole community. We don't want you in this community. You're not, yeah, we're not going to patronize you all. You're haters. And when we raise the flag up, the very day we raised the flag of white folks across the street, they ran on and got in a fight with us. 2 or 3 white folks. They're going to beat busloads of black people. I think one of them got their jaw broke, nose busted. Police came and locked them up. But the thing of it is, they're trying to stop this. This used to be our school. Used to be. It's ours now. Well, we gave it to you. You gave it. It ain't yours no more. See, so you got to operate under certain laws until you grow out of the need for the law. When you become the law, then You don't need nobody else putting it on you. You it. So if you want to find out something about yourself, get busy. Get busy. If you ain't doing nothing in Mobile, you want to go where it is, or you want to start something, show yourself that you're God. Start it. One thing about the black man, he cannot ignore his own nature if you know how to present it to him. Now, you can't bring him a glass of milk and he got 4 flies in it. First thing he can tell you, look, what's them flies doing in there? Oh, man, get out of my face. But if you bring with the milk, it's cold, it's past lily white, and he's thirsty at that time, yeah. Oh, man, thank you. He might, where you get this from? From the cow. Why, you want some goat's milk? It ain't quite as white. I talk to my son. You know why? Because there's a whole history in everything. Even in this imitation flower. Is that imitation or real? History in it. The man that is the made man made that. He likes to make things since he's made. Create nothing. And all of his making, he made nigger. Best he could do. That's just to spite me. But I come with a real clean glass of milk, cold. And I ain't gonna give it to you. Make you have a bunch of mucus. I just show it to you so make sure you'll know what not to drink. Well, y'all follow what I'm saying? Yes, sir. I'm gonna have to hurry up. Yes, sir. Something else?
Yes, sir. Just one last. I have many. 144,000. Why why that number chosen in the beginning?
Well, because the ones that is expressing the attributes of Allah, myself, usually we have a certain number in each tribe that is assured that cannot say no, because that's the way we made them. And I know how to attract them, so we know that's going to happen. Now, anybody else is a plus. It might be, if I come to you, I say, well, Brother John, I need $1,000. He said, okay. He give me 1,000, then he give me an extra 20. I got what I needed. Anything after that was excess. So, in order for God to be God and cover the planet the way it should be covered, there's a few people that cannot say no in each tribe. So it adds up to be 144,000. Now, anybody after that, they lack what they saw. They want to be a part of it. So they want to come. Well, you can't go with 144,000, but I got a place just as good with me. You understand?
I do.
Yes, sir.
And once again, Father, I thank you. I mean, it's always a pleasure to see you. And a little bit more of that strength that you gave me the second time you came to Mobile, I need some more to press on.
Okay, I'll send some over at 12 o'clock tonight.
All praise, Father.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to try to be, what time is it? Because I know that clock can't be right. 5:04? 4:05? All right, well, I'm going to be real quick. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Father. I'd like to know the meaning of your address in headquarters, our address in headquarters, the street Barnabas.
St. Barnabas?
Sir. Yes, sir. I understand that Barnabas was one of the books of the Bible that was taken out.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'd like to know
Well,
why
Barnabas, you can just say Barnabas means bear all. That's where all the mail comes. You got it?
bear all.
Yes, ma'am. That's where the mail comes. If you're going to write me, if I don't give you my personal address, which I got 2 or 3.
Yes,
well,
sir.
if you're going to make sure you get me, you send it to that one.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Also, on one of the tapes where you spoke in heaven, you spoke about those of us that go with you to Chicago, that we must have power or demonstrate power. Yes, Will you specify?
It only means discipline.
Yes, sir.
You know, when we go to Chicago, when I take you with me, I will have already have gotten it. And there's going to be some people there that's going to be very resentful of us being there. And they're going to say things to you because that's the best that they'll be able to do is say. And if you don't have certain amount of discipline in yourself, whatnot, you're going to fall victim to what's said to you, and you might go off into a rage or get into a fight. See? And then I'll help you, but then I'm going to get on you for falling weak. You understand what I'm saying? In other words, to show power, if you show self-discipline, that you are able to take what people say, although it's not real, it's not the truth, it's not right, and they're saying it to other people, and the other people, not knowing that it's not right, start to believe it.
Yes, sir.
You got to have the power to restrain yourself from following up on that.
Yes, sir.
See? So those that go with me, you have the power. Now, when I say, okay, because I've already said many different ways. I'll take care of that.
Yes, sir.
All I'm concerned about is, the palace has got to be repaired. If you know how to turn a screw, you know how to handle electricity, you know how to do mason, glass work, that's what I want you to do. I'll take care of the people that's talking. The temple's got to be repaired. It's got to be brought back into the shape where respect is there, not using it, give the appearance of a selfish use of it.
Yes, sir.
That's all got to come back in. The star and crescent has got to be up and in the right color and turning again. All these things, these are just signs to show that the power is there. The city has got to shine. It's got to rejoice again. Because that was the place where the messenger was raised up and made his stand. So that's got to come back. The first has got to be recognized so that the second or third will be respected. And so if I'm able and powerful enough to do that, then the world will respect me. And if I begin to do it, and then I got half the people with me going off acting crazy, then they can just say, well, we'll stand still. We ain't going to do nothing until we finish, see what's going to happen. Look like to me they get ready to go to fighting.
Yes, sir.
That's what that means.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Yes, ma'am. I'll take the sister first.
Yes, sir, Father. I wanted to thank you for allowing me to be with a wonderful and loving husband.
Yes, ma'am.
And also to come from a wonderful father. And also, would you share the importance of a father and a father-in-law relationship?
Okay. That was it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I like that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. I'll increase that love. Yeah, I like that. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam. You can relax.
My name is Brother Osman from the Jacksonville study class. We're very pleased that you're here.
Yes, sir.
And we've been waiting on this moment and preparing for it and talking about it for the longest.
Yes,
It's
sir.
finally here. I had two questions. I wasn't going to make it too many questions. One of them was about something like insects, like a spider. And it seemed like they just have a characteristics of making you feel like got goosebumps when you see them, and it's like I get this weird feeling when this feeling come about. It's one behind me, or it's one somewhere on me.
Yes, sir.
And I want to know, what was their purpose, Father,
What's the purpose of that, or what's the purpose of the spider?
of a spider? And what can I take it as if they're around me or being on me?
Well, the purpose of the spider is a part of the chain that keeps everything balanced. Not too many insects, not too many flies. I mean, they work for us. Since the Caucasian is here, and what makes him express his nature willingly is to always be agitated. So since we wanted him to reach his fullness, we brought about all these other things to agitate it. Mosquitoes, flies, things of that nature. Now, we know he didn't have enough knowledge to control them, so we put another life form in existence to help keep them controlled. So they eat them, keep their numbers down. That's why. Now, with you or any other person that kind of pick up on them when they come in your aura or whatnot, it's either that you have the the power in your word to pick up on it, and you feel it. That's how you feel it. Or if it's just in your mind, it's something that's missing from your body that you need to have in your body. Maybe some iron, zinc, something like that you're missing. And that's your way, that's the way of the body telling you that it has a deficiency. You need to change your diet.
Yes, sir. So, Father, may I ask meaning my name?
Well, I just do yours.
Sir?
I'll just do yours. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Oshman.
Oshman? Don't make this blow your head up. All right? It means a woman's man. Are you giving the sisters problems?
Oh. I try not to, Father. I don't like to give sisters a problem, Father.
Okay. Well, that's what it means.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, if that's it.
Thank you, Father. I love you. And assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Brother Tyree from Jacksonville Study Class.
Yes, sir.
Father, I have two questions, very short.
All right.
My first question to you is, it seems that when the black man decides that he want to straighten himself up and do what's right, why does it seem when the black woman, the majority of black women of the lost found, reject the brother at that time that he decides that he wants to stand up and be himself?
You want to know why that happens?
Yes, sir.
Because she belongs to the white man.
Yes, sir.
All our sisters belong in their mind to the white man because that's the man of power. You know, the white man is the man. When she look at you, she is looking at a man.
Yes, sir.
So when it comes to something that's going to threaten her existence of coming against the man, she raises up and says, oh, no, baby. Leave that alone. I'm not going there with you. Because in her mind, she don't see nobody powerful enough to do anything with this man. And this man always backing her up. We'll come put him at the house for you. We'll lock him up. We'll make him pay child support. We'll do this and we'll do that. And so she just lays back and, let him do it. You call the police on her, they come lock you up. So she don't want to give up. She thinks she has to give up that kind of protection to go with you, and she know you can't protect nothing. You can't stop the man from coming in your house, locking you up, because you're doing wrong. I can stop him from coming to mine, because he can't never find no need. When he does come, you come for dinner? No, sir. I come, I have a complaint. Well, what is the complaint? We understand that you are playing your music too loud. Well, how could that be? We don't have no record players. We don't have no entertainment centers. Well, may we take a look? Oh, of course. Go get a look. Oh, we are sorry to disturb you. Somebody in the neighborhood that don't like you. We'll make sure we keep an eye out for them. We're not going to let them bother you anymore. Thank you, officer. Have a good night. Okay, you have the same.
Yes, sir.
Nobody goes to jail. See? But the black woman and her man, she don't see you as the man. And I have started writing on this now. The last post I wrote was mother and son. This whole thing of the black man being messed up is coming from our women. It's very well known that a nation rises no higher than the woman. You know why? Because a woman never takes no knowledge, advice from her husband, because that's not her husband. That's just her man. Her real husband is the white man. I hope you don't get angry. But since I don't care, because I'm the man. And I know. You all take him as being the man of authority. You want to get anything done, I'll call the white man. And most of the time he help you. He make you go through hell to see if you still with him. But you end up having what you got. So you look at your man, he couldn't give it to you. But take your eye on him and look at me. I'm taking him out. You can see it day by day. taking him out day by day. And it's written that I would do this in a way that he perceived not until the end. When he said, oops, I stepped on the wrong toe. You see? And at the same time, you remember the messenger, those of you that remember the messenger who was teaching, I was in the temple and he made this statement. He looked over at the sisters. He said, you know, you all going to be sorry one day for the way you treat this black man. You're going to be sorry. Because you've never seen the black man as he really is. And you haven't until you start looking at me. And those that are looking at me still ain't seen it because I ain't showed it yet. I ain't showed it yet. I haven't taken you out where I work at. I come to you. Where you are. When I take you where I work, I can't even talk about where I work at. I wrote on the net one day, I said, look, you know, the palace is actually a spacecraft. It has the ability to be gone and give the appearance like it's still there. Everybody in the Nation of Islam with Louis and whatnot is laughing their hind parts off. Trying to say, well, he is crazy. So he's God and the palace is a spacecraft. Oh, that statement alone let you know he's crazy. I wouldn't follow a man that looked like that and talked like that. I can't take you with me. We're speaking about the supreme being, a new one, not the original one. This one you ain't never seen. Although you see me with your eyes, you don't see me. You don't. I'm telling you. And I put into motion everything that I need before I ever show up. I put it into motion. I name everything so I can recognize it when I show up. For every state, every person, everything, I name it. You might say, well, you didn't name me. I caused your mother to name you, your uncle, your aunt, or whoever named you. I caused them to call you that. That's why when you ask me, what does my name mean? I go back into the dictionary, into my ledger. Oh, there it is. That's you. But see, since you ain't God, don't want to be God, don't believe that a black man can be God, you take it as, he's crazy. So I can never take you with me. I gotta always come where you are until I stop that. And the black woman is so entrenched and so afraid and so in love with this society that their enemy has produced. That when she teach you, black man, she teach you to honor this man. Go to college and get that education. And if you take a look at your mom, why I got to go do that? If you want to be something in life, boy, you got to learn. You look around and say, well, I don't see nothing in life. I mean, what has it produced? I'm going to be a businessman. I'm going to be an accountant. I'm going to be the best that there is. Look at the country. Look at the dollar. All of this knowledge has produced nothing. However, you don't know that because your woman constantly keeping you in a barrier. Constantly. And my greatest opponent is you. If your husband comes, you threaten him. If you go see that Shalaman, you may as well don't come back home. So you're going to put a burden on the brother. And the brother said, look, I found my God. I found my Lord. I want to be with him. Lord, he ain't no Lord. How dumb can you be? Yeah, he Lord, all right. Pig Lord. So you said, well, you ain't never got your head out from between their legs. You still operating on the same man, the man that he's operating on, the man of 6. Can't get away from sex. So she tell you, well, I'm denying you. Now this is the one you really like. You got 2 or 3 others you don't like. They just convenient. You ain't even going to offer them nothing because you know they ain't coming. Then we look for it. Brother, what happened to you? He can't really look at you, because you know he's going to tell a lie. Well, I had something else to do, brother. But it's the woman. You all got the black man. However, I'm a man that is so powerful, I'll get your husband while you sleeping with him, while you making love to him when he's on the downstroke. They say, oh, hold up. Back up. I'm telling you, this is the kind of God that exists. It's me, and I know it. I don't have to ask nobody. I know it. And it's just a matter of time. Like the song says, just a matter of time. Yeah. Get Brooke Benton, I think he sings that. Yes, you're going to be back. And so when the black man, because it ain't no love that you can show him, woman, that supersedes the love that I show him. And when he gets it, and the love I show him is always a freedom love. You ain't got to come and be with me. You ain't got to sit in the car with me. You ain't got to go eat with me. You want to. You want to, but you don't have to. You know, like Father, I love you. Yeah, I know why you love me. Because you started to taste freedom. And what's giving you freedom is knowledge. You can't give him that. The best you can do is give him you. And if that's going to be in the knowledge, he got to put it there. That's why when a man deals with a woman in any way or form of life, he gives it to her here, honeymoon. And here, baby. After that, that's it. You say, that's a filthy God. Not really. I know what I made. And the black man, I'm telling you, black woman, you think the white man is bad? He can't touch this man. He can't touch him. Even his eyes hurt when he look at him. You know why they make fire engines red? Did y'all know? You know what really scares a white man more than anything else? And I'm not talking about white people or the white man. I'm still speaking nature to show you what you are. You get a black man, he's one that's alive, he's afraid of it. That's why if he got to come to your house, he don't know if you're alive or not. He brings 4 or 5 policemen with him. Now, if you're a Muslim, he brings a whole brigade. But you figure you might be alive and you're going to have a hell of a fight. He knows that one Muslim will take out 1,000 of them, so he knows that. So he come with his gear on, he's in his armor and everything, and got a whole truckload of them coming. Then you step right, what's going on? Then you turn, they come up, well, your wife called, what? What? Baby, you called him? Yes, I called him, because you know it. See, black woman got you. But I've had them call me and say, Father, my wife has called the police on me, so and so and so and so. I said, well, what did you do? I didn't do anything. You must have done something. Father, I said to her so and so and so and so, and the police is coming. They're at the door. I said, okay, I'll be there with you. Go there and answer it. He go and answer and come back, about half hour later, call me back and say, Father, they're gone. I said, what happened? They took my wife to jail. I said, well, she was wrong. I said, yes, sir, Father. Then he says, should I go get her, Father? The way he asked me, he's not asking me, should he go get her? He's saying, Father, I really want to go get her. You know, should I go get her, Father? Well, if you want to put up with it, go on down and get her. Oh, thank you, Father. I said, he's thanking me now. I meant to go fast. However, I'm telling you, your problem is being taught to you in the tummy. When you come out, then you're baptized in it. And don't let them make you go to church. Oh, Lord. You really have to call on Jesus. Then you get to be a man, you're just a man. In her eyes say, you are never the man. And that's why all the sisters that don't like what I'm doing has an innate dislike or hate for me. Because you can't offer me nothing. You can't bribe me with nothing. There ain't enough money. There's not enough gold. And there's not enough of you where I will alter or compromise with what I got to do. Because what I love is you. And I mean for real. Because when a black man wake up, it ain't nothing more beautiful in the universe. Ain't nothing more beautiful than you. There is no other planet, galaxy, or star system that has the knowledge of what you all have. Because if it weren't for you, wouldn't be none of them. Wouldn't be no galaxy. Wouldn't be no star system. Wouldn't be no solar system. Wouldn't be no other life form. You are the master of it all. And the reason why it has not elevated any higher than what it is, because you, the maker of it, the creator of it, has been dead for a while. So everything had to go on pause. That's why it's written in the book, said, wait For we are waiting too. Not just the ones here, every across the universe is waiting on you, black man. And you could not come alive unless it's going to be right. And the only thing that can bring you alive is life. That's me. Well, that's the truth. I better hurry up. What time are we supposed to be out of here? 7 o'clock? Well, I don't want to bore y'all. We'll go. I'm really trying to make it short. All right, let the sister go.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam.
Do you have time to briefly go over the tribes as far as from 1 to 12? 1 to 11? I know what the 13th tribe is.
In what sense?
Just what their characteristics are.
Well, I'd rather do it at a different time. It takes a little time.
Okay, yes, sir. That's
right?
Fine.
And the time
yes,
that it takes is that I'm going to have to go into another page to bring that about. I can do it in a simple sense, but in the way I would like to do it, maybe I'll just do a class on that, period.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
If you're not there, we'll tape it and send it to you. Sister?
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, sir. I have 3 questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. The first question is, I hope I word the words correctly the way you shared it. You shared, in order for you to kill Satan within us, we have to give you our permission.
Yes, ma'am.
How do we give you our permission?
By submitting to what I'm offering you.
Yes, sir.
In other words, this is strictly volunteer. You don't come in and say, well, you can't follow me. I'm not no leader where that's my leader. I'm not no leader. So if you come with me, it's because you want to. And if you want to, this means that you're willing to submit. And that's the only thing you can give me is your submission. And when you submit, everything that you need for me to help you kill Satan, you'll get it. But you have, in your giving submission, it means that you giving me permission is that you give submission. You submit. If I say, well, sister so-and-so and so, you say, oh, okay, Father. Well, would you explain that to me? And we explain it to you. You say, okay, I see. Then, by you seeing, the things that you gain from it gives you more power. And that keeps happening, you get more power, more. And then that's why Satan is speaking to you. You laying up in bed with your husband, whatnot. I don't want to go to class. I ain't learning nothing no more, whatnot. Them classes, and then Sister Sally, May, Jane, Dick, and Harry, and them, they just, that's Satan talking. Yes. Then your husband turn and look and say, woman, what's wrong with you? Have you lost your mind? Ain't no other place developed for us other than the one that Father gave you. And you stop and think, yeah, that's right. I don't know what happened to me. Yeah, thank you, baby. Yeah, I must have went off for a minute. You got rid of it. Now, if you don't submit, I can't save you. That's the one where it said, well, if you're going to go with that Solomon, don't come home. I can't help her, because who's really speaking is Satan. It ain't her. You see?
Yes, sir.
So that's how you do it.
Yes, sir. My second question is, Father, when you destroy Satan, would we the righteous, or those of us who are with you, know it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You have like anybody ever worked out on a treadmill? Or you've done a exercise. And when you first started off, you felt kind of a little sluggish, but you made yourself do it anyhow, and you doing it, and you sweating and kind of whatnot. You do it for 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long you set the time to do it. And when you first finish, you feel like a little weak. Then when the adrenaline comes back up, you feel light. Like now I can really exercise. Well, you worked off that sluggishness out of you, and you got your vascular system or your blood system, you got it really going now. So you can actually feel the life coming in. Well, when I destroy Satan, you will feel a lightness because it won't be there active in you anymore. So that's how you will feel it. And plus, when it actually happens, he's going to make a sound. He's going to make a sound that's going to penetrate the earth. And everybody around the earth and for 107 miles out in space will hear it. That'll be the last sound that he will ever make. He will be destroyed. Now remember, in you, I will help you kill him. But that don't mean he's destroyed.
Yes, sir.
When I destroy him, that's what's going to happen.
Yes, sir. My third question is, what is the process to myself or sisters in general becoming a proper helpmate? What is
becoming a proper helpmate?
Yes, sir.
First thing to become first let me ask this. Do you all believe I'm making this up?
No, sir.
Who does? Well, if you think I'm making it up, now I wonder what God you worshiping. The God that only makes General Motors successful? The God that makes the white man make the bomb a smart bomb? Or am I supposed to talk the same old weak stuff everybody else speak? We got to organize. We got to come together. That same old water that ain't never happened yet. So if I'm speaking to you about the power of God, me, the one that knows it the best, because it's me. And it sounds like, well, that's too far out. Well, I am way out. I mean, way out. But I'm also here. You know, what good would it be for me to cause you to be saved? Didn't have nothing for you to do. You don't have no vision, no aims, no purpose. It's just that, well, I'm saved. You ain't gonna stay saved. Now, you asked me about what?
The process to myself, our sisters in general, to becoming a proper helpmate.
Well, you first have to know or be taught what the truth is or the rhythm of it. And then when your husband or your brother or whoever you are being a helpmate to, you can be a helpmate to me as being God, your brother. You know, now if you mean to the fullness of you personally, it would be your husband.
Yes, sir.
Well, your husband would have to know the truth. He would have to explain it to you in such a way that you know he knows it and you're in agreement with it. So anything that is being done by him, you add to it. And this way you're helping him. It means that, you know, if he needs to call 15 to 20 people during the course of the day, you tell him, baby, I got 5 of them. As a matter of fact, I program your phone where speed dialer. You don't have to look up the number no more. Yo, thank you, baby. I mean, that's a simple example, but that's what it means.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am. And it's always in a way where you don't have to ask them questions. Why you got to call her? I mean, didn't you talk to her yesterday? I mean, what's all these phone calls? That ain't no helpmate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you for being in our presence today. I had 2 questions, however, I'll just share one.
Yes, sir.
Would you share the significance of Charleston, South Carolina, in that area where most of the slaves actually came to shore in America, and those people that are there?
Well, South Carolina is a very important state in our resurrection. And in the beginning of it, you know, it's like when you go now to apply maybe for a very sensitive position in the government or business or whatnot, the first thing they do is pull up your record and see if your record speaks to your being with them. Charleston, South Carolina, since it's South Carolina, in this awakening for new people now, it's going to be not just Charleston, but South Carolina itself, period. It's going to be the border or the line where I actually show myself as really being God, being God to the black man. However, if you look back at the record of it and the people that are still there and the ancestors of those people that are still, you know, that gave birth to these people that are still there, it looks like it would be a hard place for us to operate in because most of them got the land and they're still there. The ones that didn't move to Boston, you know, they're still there. So it means that, you know, it's like if you look back on it, well, that's not a good place to start from. However, it is. It is. Charleston or Charles means very hard. Obstinate, hard-headed. How many Charleses in here? You Charles, huh? Well, you're young, so we can soften your head up a little bit before it gets hard. But that's what it means. South Carolina. How many of you all rode up 95 from South Carolina going into North Carolina, or the opposite way? When you get to the line, it says south of the border. Right there, 95, you say it. And you keep saying it for a long time before you get to it. South of the border. When you get there to the line, bam, south of the border. What border? It's still North America. So what are they talking about, south of the border? So if that's South Carolina is south of the border, then you got another one say line or two. North of the border, North Carolina. So what's going to happen in the north, according to Scripture? And what's going to happen in the south, according to Scripture? So it's telling you, the man that's wise, letting you know where the line is, all the way across the country. You got something else, real quick?
Yes, sir, Father.
Did y'all understand that?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Yes.
I would like to know what tribe I'm from, and I would like to know what the color of my eyes mean. I got hazel eyes.
You were born that way?
Yes, sir.
You sure they're not contacts?
No, sir.
Usually when our people are born with hazel eyes, it's an indication that they're satisfied with the way the world is. They don't have no real opposition to it. If it changes, fine. If it don't, hey, ain't no big thing. That's an indication to show the wise man who he will be his best worker. You get the black man that has cold, black, dark, almost impenetrable eyes. Impenetrable, how you say it, eyes. It means that this one is so dissatisfied with what's happening, he wants to kill the earth. So, you got somebody to really work with, and you got that. Only thing he needs is knowledge. But usually, if you have those kind of eyes, is that you're not really too upset about what's happening.
No, sir.
Or you saying no? What? You're not too upset?
I misunderstand what you said, sir.
I was giving the definition as to why you asked about the color of the eyes.
Yes, sir.
So, did you hear me?
No, sir.
If you have light eyes or hazel eyes, is an indication to show that the person that does have that is usually okay with what's going on. They're not in too much opposition as to the way the world is being ran. They're not going to come against it. They don't have no drive to come against it because they're pretty well satisfied.
Yes, sir. I understand.
Okay.
Why is it that after the departure of the moon with the explosion and the moon always trying to gravitate, getting back to where it once was, and we as a black man trying to do the same thing, trying to get back to where we once were, why is it that hard to get back?
Because you can't go before me. It's not hard to go back or get back. You just got to accept the train that's going that way. Most people look at the train, oh, that train ain't going nowhere. So you don't take it. But I'm the train. If you get on with me, the only thing you got to do is go for the ride. And when you wake up or look up or step off, you step off in heaven. Hey, I've arrived.
Yes, sir.
But most of them know. Your woman won't let you. Because you come out with me and get on the train, you look around, man, ain't no women on here. All of them's married. Oh, man, they're overweight. I'll catch the next train. They get off. Well, that's, in other words, the reason why it's very hard is because they are baptized in the way that this world does things. And that's why it's written that, sin entered into the world by one man, and everybody else that came after that, he baptized them in his way of life, which is sin. And sin is when you transgress the law. What law? White folks don't make laws, they make rules. When they do come up with a law, it's a law that corresponds with the law of nature. You can't go messing with this plutonium. It ain't because I made the law up. If you do the wrong thing, and you gone. So it ain't his law. It's the law of our law. He makes rules. But when you break the law, that's sin. And the first way of sinning that you have done, that you reject me. Not another woman or man, another idea. That's fornication. And most people take it so literally. Well, fornication means, I'm married, but I went and got somebody else, and I cheated on my wife. Forget that. They don't mean that. They don't mean that. So that's why this world do not teach you to think the way that I'm sharing with you. It don't teach you that way. So therefore, it hasn't been enough developed from me where you can see the power in this. You only know it fits with your nature, but you don't see anything behind it to bear witness to it that it's time for it to exist. So you are real slow by accepting it. You lay back and wait.
Yes, sir. And what tribe I'm from? If you can answer that question.
You said, can I answer it?
I mean, would you answer the question?
Well, from where I'm standing now, it looks like you from the 10th tribe.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father. Welcome to Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
My name is Brother Morris Jasper X. My holy name that I gave myself was Paradise Muhammad. My statement to you, Father, or question to you, I desire to find out how you can help me and put me in the right direction as to how I can develop a perfect family. Examples such as yourself. Everything about you is perfect, and I desire to definitely walk in your footsteps, and I love all the perfection that you have presented to us and continue to do so. First question.
Boy, that's a loaded one. Well, thank you for thinking everything that I do is perfect. It is for the time. Only for the time. You haven't seen perfection yet. If I'm going to a fight and it's a gunfight and I carry a knife, I'm wrong. Right? So it's the same thing with this. If I'm coming to you all because you don't come to me, I cannot come perfect as I know perfect to be. However, I will come perfect for the occasion. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So, if you want to have a family that's perfect, to be an example, how you do it is whatever level of knowledge that you have and that you understand, live it.
Yes, sir.
Live it. And I don't mean make your wife do something or make them by making them that kind of way. How I make my wife do things that I would have to do, or you that's with me, is that I do it first, and I do it with the right spirit. And then when you come up and try to do it different, I say, no, it can't be done that way. If you're going to do that, hey, go someplace else with that. However, if you're going to be with me, it has to be done the way I'm doing it. And this is why. Not because I said so. This is why. And then when you understand the why, I say, you understand? Yes, I understand. Okay, then. So do you have any objection to that? No, sir, I can't really object to it because the truth tells me that that's the way it should be done. However, I don't like it. I said, well, try it. And when they try this, well, I'm so happy I tried it. I do like it. And everybody outside didn't see that conversation. When they do see us, they see that after we agreed. So you look and say, man, Father got a perfect family. But you didn't see us when we was talking, not arguing. When we were talking and discussing this. And even if you saw it then, you would still say it's perfect. Because she didn't slap me.
Yes, sir.
You understand what Smith said?
Yes, sir.
That's how we get along. You said, well, you married? Oh, yes, sir. You think I'm going to give you all the goodies and I don't have nothing for me? Oh, that ain't going to happen. I got to have a wife to make sure that you justify in having one.
Yes, sir.
That's right. I can't, your Christians think about Jesus wasn't married and all that. That's a bunch of crap. The man that told you that is lying for all of his teeth. He's lying. Jesus was married, had a beautiful wife. And anybody that's a spiritual person, anybody that's really spiritual, he go and find him a wife or wives. He just can't help it because he got to place this knowledge somewhere. He don't have a right to go over to John's house and tell his wife. And the one he's telling, she's so filled up, she says, honey, I can't take no more. Don't tell me no more. So, baby, I got a whole truckload more to town. Well, go get somebody else. Okay. You don't go for that, do you? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Here's a man that's bringing in a new way of life. Like the brother said, that's perfect. One person can't carry all that. Impossible. So it is not written, nor is it natural for the maid to put a boundary on the maker. Is that right?
That's correct, sir.
It is not nature for that which is made to put a boundary on the maker. Especially when you don't know all of his capabilities. If you already tell me, Father, you got more than one wife, oh, you can't be God. I mean, you know, that's just, that's nasty. Then if I ask you, I say, well, what do you think I'm capable of doing? Well, I don't know, but God ain't that way. How do you know that? Every question I ask, you can't answer it. Can't answer it. Then when you ask me, Father, why do you have more than one wife? So. Oh, okay. Can I be one? No. I'm telling you because it happens. It has happened and it's happening. See? And you know, the brothers, some of the brothers that's against what I'm doing now, they're making all kind of fun of me on the internet. Saying all kind of crazy stuff. How ugly I am. With all the teeth missing. They don't have no wife. And they claim I got 14. I'm 61 years old. January. Age of the Aquarius. 61. Ain't none of you got a wife no more beautiful than mine. And probably not as young. So what is this 61-year-old man got that you need?
That's right.
In other words, I'm showing just how ignorant we are. Just how ignorant we are. You might say, well, I don't find that funny. I don't either. I find it very pleasurable. And for the sisters, you ought to really talk to my wife. And find out which one is unhappy. And find out who are their friends. Find out what do they know about their husband. Find out why won't they just up and leave him. Find out why they came in the first place. Find out what's happening because they came. Find out what they expect to take place in the present and near future. Find that out. And when you find all of it out, let me know. I might do some of it. They might be talking about what they're dreaming about. You ain't up with me with this, are you? You're not up with me with this. Huh? It's a beautiful day. When you see it through the eye of right, when you're looking through it through the eye of Satan and the devil, it's a gloomy, gloomy day. You can't see no way out of it. You stick with me. And anything that's happened to you that's wrong, I'll help you get rid of it. And all the right that you want to do, I'm going to present it to you and present a way for you to actually have it and work in it. You got it? I better hurry up. You're leaving one by one.
Yes, sir. I've been waiting for letters to be presented to me and be chosen by a young sister or older sister in the idea as my first wife since July 4th. and I haven't received one letter yet. So I say to myself, I say, now, what is Father doing that I'm not doing? So that's what I'm trying to find out so I can have some letters pouring in, because I have such a large job I would like to do to complement the idea. I even wanted to have, had you a Rolls Royce limousine when you presented here in Jacksonville, Florida. I had desired to invite some schools and churches and, hundreds of things I wanted to do, but I can't do it all without some wives. And I'm trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong? I mean, I got to do something to get some wives around here.
Well, the thing that you're doing that's holding you up, you know the value of you, but nobody else does. Since you know that you're such a intelligent, righteous, sweet, caring, black man, godly, only you know it. So you put into the paper, you put like letters, whatnot, for some women to come, or sisters to come and investigate you, or to be your wife, whatnot. That's in your mind. They know if that is done from a righteous setting, the person that's doing it is either confused or they're not righteous. If you're going to do it from a righteous setting, you have to be what you say you are. They have to see it. You have to, the saying is, you know a man by his works. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You know a tree by its fruit. So if you are all that, which you are, you got to develop a way to show it. We're to be attractive to the sisters, not accept them because I already know I'm the man. No, you have to do something where they say, whoa, what's his number?
Yes, sir.
And you hear it, right?
Yes, sir.
But you don't say nothing. When you walk out, you write it down to the secretary. Hey, give that to her. Walk on out. And then she gives the number, and then she called you. She said, oh, I'm so glad you left the number. How did you know I was looking for it? Then you sure you God. Well, I heard it in my fourth ear. Come on, something crazy. I'm telling the truth, but I'm being human.
Yes, sir.
If you are unable to show it, and you cannot show that you got some weakness, because you said you want wives.
Exactly, sir.
You can't show that you have no weakness, meaning that, you want the Rolls Royce. That's a weakness. Even if you want it for me, the idea of you wanting that kind of vehicle for the supreme being, just ordinarily thinking, they would say, boy, that's admirable. To the woman that's really thinking, hold up. That's the best of Satan. Would Father really be comfortable with that? Now, if you just say, well, look, the Father comes down, I want to make sure I have him a limousine. Don't name the kind. Don't call the brand. Because the idea is respectful riding.
Yes, sir.
Not no name. Like they do when they make movies. Most of the time, the people that's riding, the stars that's riding in the vehicles, whatnot, you never see what kind of car it is. They remove the emblem, although you can tell what it is by the shape of it, but it don't say Ford. They don't took it off. Because they're not supposed to be advertising. So, in other words, all those kind of things, if you stick with me,
yes, sir,
you have some wives. And, however, it's one thing getting them, and there's 900 zillion things keeping them. And the woman always has to feel equal. So you cannot treat one wife better than the other because you have a preference.
Yes, sir.
And they can never feel challenged by one of the other wives. And only you can stop that. Only you. Only you. The other ones can't stop them from doing it. They must be equal, and they must never have no reason to feel as though they're challenged.
Yes,
if
sir.
they are, you can forget it. Just a matter of time. You're going to be single again.
Last question.
Yes, sir.
There was a subject that you carried in New York City, do or die.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You mentioned whereby if brothers desire to be like you and do some great works that brothers in Africa was waiting on us to duplicate what the model things that you have done here with our people here in the United States of America.
Yes, sir.
What states or what parts of Africa would be the best places to start if a brother had desired to accept that challenge?
Where we are.
Where
We're
is that?
already in Africa.
What part?
Well, we're in the Gold Coast. We're in Abidjan. Four or five different places the boss is telling me about. However, the point is, wherever we are, and the people already got an introduction to us, is where you start. We're in Cote d'Ivoire. We're in quite a few places. So if you know, and they're looking for us, they see, the ones that they do see is so endowed with power, knowledge, and understanding, they want it. They want to use it. So they keep asking, when are you all going to send some more people over? When you bring them over? We want our children to start in the schools. No? I can only send the ones that I can trust. And I don't trust nobody. I don't. I trust knowledge. If I see you trust in knowledge, then I can trust the knowledge in you. And say, you can say, I trust you. Then you can go. Because you're not waiting for me to show you okay or not okay. You have adopted the formula. You work it. You see that it rewards you, not me, per se. So when you see that, then I can trust you. So we haven't got enough yet of people that I can trust. That's it. Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam.
I want to thank you because all the things that you've shared, I've had those things in my mind. I wrote a poem about most of the things that you spoke about here this evening.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you spoke about Chicago and those that would be coming and the things that we had to master,
yes,
or
ma'am.
the idea I'm speaking of,
Right.
I understand that. And even yourself shared with me some time ago, I think it was before I came back or when I came back, that you had something great for me, if I'm correct. And
yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And I'm sharing that because I've been going through a lot of different scenarios. And one point I was like, I can't handle this no more, you know. And I really thank you for sharing what you shared, because it made me see, you know, I still have yet so far to go, and I'm willing to go.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Everybody that goes to Chicago first got to go to heaven.
Yes, sir.
And when we get strong enough to actually take you all there and support you, you'll be one of the first on the list. You and your children that want to come. Anyone that you have that don't want to come, I don't want them to come. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So that's all you have to do. I'm still working. It may seem slow to some of y'all because the ones that are supporting this is so stingy, and they don't believe, and they think it's going to fall, so they're holding back, watch it, waiting. So when the time really does come, and I got all the necessary resources that I need, and I don't need you, then when you come, I don't need you. Isn't that something? Then all of y'all going to go with Jesus. And I mean, literally. He been gone for 2,000 years. I'm going to send you where he is. If that answers the question.
Yes, sir.
All right.
May I ask another couple of more
if it's
questions?
real quick.
Yes, sir. I've gotten myself in a situation. This has lingered on for quite some time now, probably a year almost. And it's dealing with the Caucasian system. I had got some tickets, some driving tickets. I'm attempting to beat them.
Yes, ma'am.
And they're planning to charge me a lump sum of money that I can't afford.
Don't worry about it.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry about it. Go in my name and tell them you'll do some community service. You can't get blood from a turnip, and you're a turnip.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I forgot my other question. Thank you anyway, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Yes, sir, Father. I'm new into this idea, and I would like for you to share with me what do I need to do to get off this medication that the Caucasian has diagnosed me with schizophrenic.
What do you need to get off it? How long you been on the medication?
Since 95.
Oh, man. Well, you may need to call Dr. Peach.
Yes, sir.
You can check with see where the brother's standing there? See where Brother Glenn is standing, the minister? Right there in the brown suit?
Yes, sir.
All right, check with either one of the sisters that he's guarding. Are you guarding them or are you trying to get one? Check with either one of them.
Yes, sir.
And they are very competent and very adequate to be able to help you.
Yes, sir.
You got something else?
Sir.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Check with them. And if they don't tell you today, they'll give you a phone number where they can call and talk to you in depth and share with you exactly what should take place. You're going to have to give them some information, what it is you're taking, how long you're taking, and why you were taking it in the beginning.
Yes,
However,
sir.
we can get rid of it.
Yes, sir.
If you submit.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. All right, this will be the last question, Brother Royall.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Father, I want you to help me get off the hook. My granddaughter, I went up to the school the other day to pick her up, and on our way back, we was riding along, and I asked her, did she have what she learned in school? And she told me, well, she said, I got some homework. See, I got to study about the animals. And she says that lion and she was telling me about the lion was the king of the jungle. So I told her, I said, according to Father, I said, that lion is not the king of the jungle. It's the elephant. So me and her, kind of talked back and forth on that. I said, not only that, I said, Father told us about why the zebra got stripes and why the alligator got so many teeth. So, Father, I just wanted you to explain to us why is that elephant is the king of the jungle.
The elephant is the largest and the most wisest of the jungle, of the beasts. He's a family-orientated animal. He has power and dominion over the jungle because of his might. The only thing that can really do anything to the elephant would have to be a disease. And disease don't think. They only do what they're, programmed to do. Outside of that, he has no enemy. So since he don't have no enemy, he makes everything fear him. But he don't do it the way the lion does. He don't chase other animals, frightening them and scaring them. He eats plants. He eats vegetables. He don't eat other lions or other animals and whatnot. So therefore, when one of them come to challenge him, immediately he has no fear of them. And they see right away, oops, I jumped on the wrong thing. And he remembers. He remembers. We have made him very intelligent. That's why he is the king. Because if there ever is a fight between him and any other kind of animal, well, whoever he's fighting with is going to lose. They're going to lose. And they usually are always together. So one won't jump on you. If there's need for the rest of them, you're going to get got. So that's why. The lion, the very name means he's lying. He's lying. He digs a hole, roars into it, and scares everybody in the jungle. Think, look, they get to run again. Oh my God. And people call him the king of the jungle because of the authority that's in his voice. But he ain't the king. He do all that roaring and kind of whatnot. He's lying. So we call him lion. Because he's lying. Isn't that real simple? Now, I don't advise you to go jump on him, but he ain't the king. You see? As far as that's concerned, if we really come up to a test of who's the best, put him up against a cobra, spitting cobra. See who comes out. I think you have a dead lion, so he can't be the king. We got to think, black man. So when you go, if you talk to your grandchild, you know, it may be some things that you have to explain about the people that's telling that, you know, as opposed to how it really is. So we don't have to say, well, the devil said it, and I'm like, I just say, well, the people that run this world and put out the information and whatnot, this is what they learn, this is what they want us to learn. However, that's not necessarily the truth. Then they can see.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
Father, I don't know if no one else has wanted a question, but I wanted to ask, would you have time to give my wife her name, Nancy?
Nancy?
Nancy.
It means a couple things. It means a very fine mother. And it also means one that is in order, in a small degree, in order, to the point you can see it. Got it? You can see her order. You can see her being a fine mother. You can see it. Nancy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's Nancy.
Yes, sir. I'm saying Nancy.
And she, yes, sir.
In other words, I'm correlating her name with what I've just told you. Nancy. Now see? Nancy, what you seeing? A real neat person. In order.
Yes, sir. I agree, Father.
Okay. You would know.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Salaam alaikum.
Walaikum salam. I appreciate you all showing up, and those of you that are with me, that have traveled some distance to be with me, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to ask the secretary to come up, or whoever's going to come up, and you all don't leave. Check the table out of things that we're doing, that we already have in motion, for you to participate in if you so choose to be with us. And if you're not with us, see somewhere in your neighborhood where you can actually acquire these products and get them from us. Really, you're helping yourself, because it is not for me. I do not take the money, it don't come in my name, and I don't run off with it and go do thus and so. Everything we have is for us. Us. When Allah got started, He started off I. And after He said that, then He started saying we. Right? All right, thank you. Assalamu alaikum.